breathe against these pushes. It's really hard to push.
Good against the draw, or
yeah, I guess the idea is just having some.
They're a little bit one-dimensional. Obviously, they have like Miranda, but the Ice Block can really help.
Yeah, and for NewBee, they are very, like, as far as their cores go, all in on the physical damage. Minus armor from the Slider as well as TA, then they've got the Lifestealer, so throwing in some magic damage themselves with the Winter Wyvern does give them some kind of variety, but...
Do you like the Dragon Knight in the lineup? Obviously, he'll get Draw Aura when he ultis, but...
it's one of those things where the off-lane Miranda is the more kind of... It's a lot more unconventional. I've seen Wings do it before, but...
He has a hard time against TA mid, surely. Just base damage-wise.
It was a strategic pick more than a laning pick, as we'll see Wings make an early rotation. Should it catch him? Get the lift onto the life, but the arrow will not land. A quick rage from U9, and he'll be out of there. The Fortune's End not slowing him down thanks to the rage.
That was a hard one. He would have had to shoot the arrow before the lift even came out.
Yeah, unless it was like pulled into a DK stun, which would have... You've got to make sure you hit that DK stun, otherwise you're laning mid in a bad matchup with Dragon Tail.
Yeah, that would not be very useful. At the least, he'll be survivable against the TA. I think that's really what they wanted. Just semi-comparable damage. He should be able to last it okay with a Culling Blade. And then an occasional roam could help offset all of that.
It really is. You don't ever pick DK to win in the lane. You often pick DK in poor matchups just because the hero is pretty much designed to be run in these 5-man kind of push strats where you come mid-game you just start taking towers, so...
Oh, big bounty steals there for NewBee. Because of that 5-man rotation, they end up grabbing it on KP the Slardar, so... Good start for him. He's also got a 4-man shield, and he's going to be against an Oracle. Oracle does have the draw aura at least, but should be a fairly even zone off-lane thing.
Yeah. Level 1, you think he can get a bit out of this lane? With some help, he definitely can, because he's got trial, I think. This is...
Yeah, I feel like he's been doing okay in lanes this week. I have a lot of faith in KP as well. Fantastic player. It's going to be a surprise thing, though.
They go with the stun first, and they're going to follow with an Arctic Burn slow, and this looks like a potential early first blood. White gets hit by the crush, and he's down. NewBee strikes first. The surprise of the two supports being down here. Catching out. the Oracle. They're going to look for a second. Another stun comes out. Ice Ice has been hit by this, but there's no Arctic Burn this time around. And Faith going with the unconventional level 1 Fire Blast.
Yeah, it's pretty good value. I mean, the damage isn't amazing, obviously, but it gives you time to just right-click that your opponents can't react. So in some ways, you do get a lot of advantage there. So just an aggro trialing of this.
Yeah, this is one of the big things I've seen from NewBee when they like to pick the lifesteal is that he's really good in these 1v1 matchups. He can farm against most heroes, even a range hero like Mirana. Will get a bit tougher with the Drow Aura, as well as now White immediately keeping up top. So Wings are looking to perhaps punish the fact that lifestealer doesn't have any support here.
Yeah, I guess so, but it's so difficult for them to get a kill. Like you said, once they get a lot of Drow Aura, it's easier, but I'm gonna see an engagement here.
Yeah, they've gone in with the stun. The Arctic Burn full out. KP can't get close enough and does not have any points in sprint yet, so Shadow will scurry himself away and pop a salve.
This is just such a tough lane for Drow here. On the bright side, the campsite blocks, so they could do some pulling, but if they do that, then Drow starts getting zoned and a little threat of death.
I mean, they're just running right at the Drow. They're zoning Drow away from the quote-unquote safe lane here.
Some standard stuff.
Got another Fire Blast off, and with the Crush follow-up, this is looking like a potential second kill. Ice Ice goes down to Kaka. This NewBee offensive trialing, it's been a staple for them. They did it earlier in the tournament with a Centaur and a Shadow Demon Mirana. We're seeing it again here with a Ogre Winter Wyvern. It's an unconventional trialing, but it's paying off for them.
It's really tanky too. It's hard to kill any of these heroes. Poor Man Shield on Slardar, he's strong. Ogre is really strong, and Winter Wyvern, you know, maybe not the best trialing hero always, but works here.
He's being hit by the slow. The Crush follows up. You don't need a sprint this time around. And Shadow has no points in gun. There's no way out with the Splinter Blast. Another kill as hero, all thanks to this bottom lane.
And on the other side of the map, at least Dragon Knight's last hitting well. 10 last hits versus the 12 of Templar Assassins. So they're going about even here. Could maybe kill SC here. It's got no mana, but no follow-up.
It's got a salve still, and the bottle coming out the courier means that it doesn't even really have to go too far. It feels like this Oracle doesn't have a good place in the laning stage. Yeah. Went top, didn't really achieve all too much. Picked up a rune and then came mid, hasn't really achieved all too much. So it does really feel like Wings' lanes have just fallen apart here.
Yeah, it's really the lifestealer pick is huge for reasons like that. Very similar to Jug. If you have any kind of combo, they just shut down your roam potential in a lot of ways. And that's something NewBee did amazingly in their first couple games, was just pick the perfect heroes to make sure that the supports didn't get effective roam.
Well, they're going for another dive down bottom there. Just flying on in with the great gust as Shadow.
It's not going to matter. Rubik's still level 1 here.
TP support coming in. Wise going to try and help the situation, but everyone's still very mindful of the new. Through the trees, has another tango, but the right click from the Mirana will finish him off. Still just a 1-for-1 trade, and it took multiple rotations from Wings even to get that one kill. Yeah. Doesn't really feel like it's enough for them.
I think it's kind of okay though. Faith Beyond getting that kill does get him very, very close to Arcane Boots. He actually doesn't have the gold now, so at the least he could potentially go back to the off lane and just start spamming out the Lifestealer, trying to force out Rage. Then they finally can get some kills.
It's got to make his way back up there, because for now Lifestealer does have an empty lane where he's free farming, so perhaps a bit of pressure on him early on, but it's now been alleviated thanks to that Mirana TP, and it does seem, as you say, Mirana wants to maybe head back up that direction, but for now it's kind of lingering around the jungle, not quite sure what Faith Beyond has in mind.
I think he's just waiting until NewBee gets back to the offlane, because they will continue the pressure. I mean, Drow Ranger is the hero to kill and the hero to prevent from getting 6.
So you catch NewBee by surprise by lingering around longer than you'd maybe expect.
Because all they need is Fortune's End, right? This is the combo they drafted. They just need to find a hero, and they're going to get one.
They've got Faith with the big slow. The arrow should be there to follow it up. It gets 5. Will hit Faith, but he's very tanky. I don't think they can kill this Ogre. They're going to lift him as well. He's only down to half HP, and instead it's Ice Ice getting crushed down. Hits 2, in fact. The stance onto KP gets him down low. He's going to have to scurry himself away out of there. The Ogre helps get the first kill onto Kaka, and again, a 1-for-1 trade. It's a 3v4 though down here, so they're keeping the Mirana down bottom, giving U9 free farm on the Lifestealer. It still feels like okay-ish for Wings, but not quite good enough.
Yeah, I would say okay-ish. At the least, they're getting some levels, and that's one of the best things to do when you're actually behind, is just get some levels. It's free damage, really. It helps you offset some of the gold advantage that your opponents have. So, Faith Beyond getting that, I think it's a decent spot, especially if they get a kill with this rotation mid. Yeah,
it's Faith Beyond who's really had the good start as far as players on this Wing side. Of course, Dragon Knight CSing just fine. Actually, a couple CS ahead of the TA. With a little bit of involvement from the Oracle earlier on, but very even even mid-matchup.
They do have a ward spotting this out. So Shadow in trouble again.
Go for the TP out and will make it.
That was very close.
Insta TP following the gust. Make sure he gets both the two heroes with the stuns. And that'll get him out of there, but again, he actually TP'd all the way back home, so not even to his tier 1 tower. He's going to have to walk his way back out, and I think NewBee will be pretty happy regardless. They force him out of the lane, and they rotate in the Ogre to get the bounty rune. He's freed up to either go back bottom, rotate mid. There's a lot of room for NewBee to continue this pressure.
So I think what is actually going to change up a lot of this tempo is really just how often Dragon Knight gets the pressure of the mid lane. He's even got an amazing grab here, just because he can lower the cooldown of his ulti when he does use it. But if NewBee just leaves the lane, he's going to take the tower really rapidly. So while NewBee's been more efficient across the map lately, if they do ever leave the Dragon Knight alone, it'll definitely upset any advantage they're getting.
Do you feel like the TA is just going to be forced to just stick with his lane then and not rotate too much?
Well, he's actually just been jungling the last couple of minutes, just going from mid to the jungle camp, just because it's very safe. He's got to worry about getting ganked by arrows or Oracle or Rubik. Any kind of a smoke, it should be pretty straightforward if you have 3 right clicks and they have Drow Aura.
Yeah.
TA is going to go down.
Yeah, for now just taking this Granite Golem camp and probably head back towards mid if the D-kick threatens his tier 1, but they're just going to see some return to this top lane as Faith Gun is back up. They're going for the phase boots, more of a right-click build with the Drow Ranger Aura. I mean, speaking of Drow Ranger, not quite level 6 yet, but do you see Wings being able to start taking tier 1 towers as a group, or are they just looking to kind of keep things split up? Like you mentioned, the DK can just solo push the tower if the lane gets left alone.
That's definitely a good point. I mean, they're very good at lane push, and we'll see if they can catch somebody here. They actually don't get it. No follow-up, unfortunately, for Wings, but they've got great lane push with Winter Wyvern, one of the best things he does. Even Ogre can kind of drive by push lanes a bit, but their actual tower hitters, it's kind of just focused on TA in a lot of ways, and I don't know if he's going to feel comfortable doing that for a long stage of the game. So while they do have a laning advantage here, they've got to start turning it into some fights. Otherwise, I just see Wings taking towers and slow pushing so much easier.
Yep. Or until they get something like a Blink Dagger on the Slider, they're not going to be able to make too many plays. But KP is already halfway to that, so NewBee perhaps feeling confident that they may have the Blink Dagger before the troublesome 5-man push of Wings kicks in with the Drow DK.
And still haven't seen Dragon Knight transform just yet. Still it's that Arcane Rune though. That ult is going to be so good against TA at all stages of the game, just because of the Corrosive Haze, or whatever it's called. Corrosive Breath, excuse me. They're very good at breaking refraction.
The Green Dragon will be coming in. He does pop it in the mid lane with the Arcane Rune, kind of something you mentioned he's going to be looking to do. Spamming the lane now. This will keep the TA kind of in lane as well, able to kind of capitalize on the fact that as a TA you can jungle while taking the mid farm. And he's just getting free pot shots on the tier 1 tower, getting it down to about 800 HP, but it's bottom lane.
Dragon Knight's coming.
Yeah, DK's going to TP in, look for a punishment, get the stun, does hit KP. Is there much of a save here with the heal from the Winter Wyvern? It's going to try to keep KP alive. The slows coming from the Ice Arrows off Shadow. It's going to be enough with another stun. And Arcane on the Dragon Knight paying off.
He didn't even use his wand. He's still got like tons of mana.
I mean, all his spells cost like next to nothing thanks to that Arcane Rune, so
That's a huge pickup, really.
it was very value from him and a good rotation.
His ult's going to run out, and then he's going to have 20 seconds to pull his ult again. That's so big for the early tempo of the game, because even though he only slightly pressured the mid lane, the fact that he went to the safe lane now and picked off the Slardar, who's trying to save for Blink Dagger, reducing that gold, it's a huge bet.
The Lifestealer go on to wide the top lane, but purges off the Open Moons, and this looks like Unite just kind of push him off the lane a bit, try and get some extra damage on the tower if possible. He's just going straight into the armlet. And NewBee just going to be kind of slowing the tempo down until they have that infest spot into the Blink Slider, or are there plays they can make before then?
I mean, it seems clear that they're really pressuring the Radiant jungle area, but you know, the last couple engagements haven't gone super well, and I think that's just, like you said, because they don't have the Blink Dagger. They don't have a good way to initiate and grab kills at this point.
There's also a lot of radiant vision around that bottom jungle, seeing everything. Another DK ulti will come out onto this mid lane, and it will force NewBee to rotate. They probably recognize that without an extra couple of heroes here to scare off the Dragon Knight, he will just get more free damage on the tier 1.
And while I like how good their heroes are in the tri-lane now, Ogre matches
Arrow
up
hits
before.
TA at the bottom rune, and that means the haste rune, okay, gets denied by Kaka. Really nice play. The Dragon Knight may have focused finish here. He gets stunned up. He's still very, very tanky here. SCC charging forward, wants to bring out the Dragon Knight, lowers his armor with the Meld Strike. It looks like Blink is going to be going down. What a play from Kake. He gets the corner brace as well onto the Ogre, keeps him alive. Eyesight's now dead as well. SCC with a double kill.
Did you see that? He meld dodged the Dragon Knight stun. It was insane. That's exactly why DK died. I thought he was going to throw it on. Where's the stun? Where's the stun? Finally, when he turns and does it, SC dodges it with meld.
And the initial play was from Kake because the arrow, 5-second arrow into the TA meant that the Dragon Knight was going to pick up the haste rune first, but Kake denied it from the high ground using his Arctic Burn, slows the Dragon Knight while denying the haste rune,
And then
suddenly
he's way out of
DK's like,
position, right? Yeah, can't get out of the dangerous situation.
it was such a good heads-up play from Winter Wyvern, and that really punishes Wings there.
On the bright side, Drow Ranger finally gets a little bit of space in his lane, so level 7 now. I think the Frost Heroes are going to actually be pretty significant this game. Once Rage is down on the Lifestealer, all those heroes are very kiteable here. So as long as Drow Ranger doesn't get directly jumped on, I feel like Shadow can contribute a lot to fights.
Yep. Now, off that little fight, is up to 1900 gold. That's the reason NewBee feel confident first picking this slider. They're going to have a very fast timing, and they are looking to go in this bottom lane. Shadow will throw the gust, but can't keep because the Ogre is still there with the Fire Blast, and that's a straightforward pickup for NewBee.
TA is scary with Bloodlust, man. That was amazing attack speed.
They're not just going to have a slider blink, they're going to have SCC rushing a blink as well, so we're going to be seeing multiple heroes with the ability to close gaps onto the Drought Ranger, the DK, the support, being able to jump on top of an Oracle, very important for that. Okay, false combo mid lane. Does look like Kaka going to get caught out in an easy, kind of, not too influential, may get them a tier 1 tower here if they're quick. Kill onto NewBee's support.
Well, they're rotating over though, they want to stop this. I am so scared about the TA for Wings' side. Like, jumping on the back lane, even if you use Oracle ulti on somebody, he's still gonna kill him, I'm pretty sure. There's just so much damage up right now.
If he reveals the blink in with a crush on the eyesight, perhaps not too worried about the opponents knowing he has a blink. Eyesight to go to the TP out. Can they burst him down? You betcha. SCC hits him with a big right click, and Faithian just doing what he can to chip away at this bottom tier 1 tower. Does attack pretty damn hard with the Drow Aura, the Phase Boots, and also going for like all these cheap cost attack with the Aquil and the Wand.
On the bright side, they still can defend very well on Wings' side. It's difficult for NewBee to turn these kills into tower hits, because if you have a Dragon Knight sitting in the front with tons of armor, and you got him backed up with an Oracle, there's a very low chance that he actually does get killed despite all the damage. But at some point, if they keep farming, he will be threatened.
Nice TP out from Mirana will elude the first attempted defense gank from KP and U9. KP just going to blink himself in the lane, probably thinking that they can just work away on this tier 1 tower. If it's not going to be defended, yeah, Lifesteal will pop out and take this one with no heroes in the neighborhood. It is a smoke play from Wings. They're looking to take the mid tier 1 tower, or perhaps take over the dire jungle in return.
I think it's a smart play. I mean, they didn't show everybody on the bot lane for NewBee. They're expecting maybe one would be there. If they find the TA doing Ancients, for example, that'd be amazing. But yeah, there's the Observer where they don't actually see him.
So, good move from Faith to get out of there while it was still dangerous. And
do you think the mid tower is better for Wings there than the safe lane tower for NewBee?
in the past patch, I would, but one of the things I feel like with this new patch, losing your mid tier 1 tower doesn't matter as much on that dire or either side because of the shrines. You can now TP to the shrines, so
yeah,
you still
true.
have that TP access point. You don't get the vision, but being able to still TP out around that area, I think is means you don't lose control of your jungle by losing that mid tier 1 tower.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's close enough, right?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a similar trade between the two teams. NewBee ideally were looking for a kill, so I think Wings did a good job avoiding kind of getting picked off by the slider blink, but at the same time, they didn't get anything out of their 4-man smoke. It's kind of that stage of the game where Wings together, otherwise Slider Lifestealer will find pickoffs, and then NewBee would rather find pickoffs than necessarily like fight into the 5-man, 4-man smoke units of Wings.
Yeah, it's got to be scary with this many blink daggers. Like, there's so many mobility options. And even some of all their supports are very squishy, could easily get killed by TA at this moment in the game, so they have to take good engagements or they're going to get super behind and it'll be a big tower slaughter.
And Wings don't really have any big team fight spells is one of the big problems. It's not like they can just say, okay, they're pushing and they're ganking us. Well, if they come in and play too aggressive, we punish them with a Ravage or a Vacuum Ball. They've got a Mirana as their off-laner.
Yeah, even the Rubik's got an injury in this game.
Oh, he rages it! He even used the stuff. I didn't know that was possible. Winter's Curse coming in from the side. Rubik getting caught by that one, but doesn't actually get hit by the teammate. The Blitz Trap from KP is decent, but not great. Only catching the one. They take the tower, and it looks like NewBee going to fall back here, reset, heal up as the Cold Embrace goes out onto the Ogre.
Wings doesn't want to fight either. they're thinking about it, but they didn't feel super confident. I thought maybe Slaughter would get blown up there, but initiated without sprint, I think, or it actually got Fortune's end off. Like they debuffed it, I think, as well.
And the important thing was the DK stun on cooldown. You almost want to try and have the DK stun when Slaughter blinks in so you can burst him down. So if he's sprinting, he's taking extra damage.
Yeah. That projectile difference for Dragon Tail makes a huge impact, especially against a Lifestealer, now that he can dodge it. It's already made the difference in 2 cases here.
Panther just chilling at bottom. When you're a support Winter Wire farming at this bottom lane all alone, like you know the game's going well.
Well, that's the Winter Wire in life, right? You just go somewhere and you cast Splinter Blast and you get at least 2 last hits every time.
And if they come gank you, you just Arctic Burn over some trees.
And now they have to stay in their base. They can't actually move with all the heroes. Somebody has to be here to play.
If he gets ganked, it's like no big deal as well.
Yeah.
Already spent some of his money on the cloak. Looks like there is going to be rotations towards one. It's a matter of how long will Kaka stay. There's the Arctic Burn, the TP, Arrow will not find him.
Yeah.
And not only did he stay the perfect length of time, like he doesn't even get caught.
That was really well done by him. Space creation, and in the meantime, NewBee's just farming across the whole map. There's basically no jungle camps right now.
What can Wings do? They're not really. Strategically, their draft doesn't work. They were meant to try and 5-man win camps because they lost plan B for them.
I think they gotta just get a gank off. Wait until NewBee's a little bit spread out, getting good engagement. Engagement right now would be fantastic, but it's so fast between TA and the end damage.
They've got numbers in the neighborhood, just the Drought Ranger missing. Perhaps the hero they want to have here before they find having that gust would be big. Arrow will be tanked up by U9 on the Lifestealer. Nicely played as they secure an Aegis.
They might be able to get a D-ward out of this at least, because it was obvious that the Lifestealer ran forward to block the arrow. Very clear that the ward would be on the cliff, so that's about the best thing they're going to get out of this.
Yeah, they've actually got the sentry already in range. They just need some vision up there. Y is going to come in. He actually may get picked off. He's in such a awkward position there. The Moonlight Shadow being scouted out by that Dire Observer ward means unlikely to see NewBee get caught by surprise here.
It's a good trade though, losing a sentry there just for breaking their smoke. Because if any support gets caught right now or spotted, he is just going to 2-shot her.
ICC, he melts behind the tower with the help of the smoke of Deceit, putting himself in a position to not only help secure the game, actually just going to go straight to the Tier 1 tower, but in theory, if Wings come to defend that lane, he is in a great spot to surprise them.
Especially because they're a little underfarmed right now, so it's not like they have tons of gold to spend on sentries and dust, so.
This Drow is just looking criminally underfarmed at this point, only 4.5k net worth, still no Dragonlance complete as the push is coming. This is a push that once you get like Deso on TA, SMY on the Lifesteal, you could look to realistically threaten the high grounds.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, they're a little bit attack range limited, so it would give Wings opportunities to go in, but they don't have the best heroes for that. They're going to go in.
Quick rush onto the Dragonite, he gets stunned in the backline just the Winter Wire, but going in with the Templar assassin gets this out. Meanwhile, Dragonite has been completely stranded. False promises, well, not really going to save his life there. The Winter's Curse greatly crushed. AP catches through in the backline. The TA and Lifesteal are there to clean up, and NewBee just running a train through Wings' face here. Facebeard throws an arrow, but it is looking disastrous for Wings as an ultra kill goes through the TA. A rampage as SCC puts the nail in the coffin, and Ice
Could be huge.
double rampage potentially. No, he's melted.
That was pretty sick. Nice kill there by Ice. At least the Aegis is down. That actually could change a lot here.
Yeah.
U9's got to run as well.
They need to get a tier 2 tower here first. I think I can get a bit ahead of them.
Okay, yeah. That was the fountain after all.
I think it's like, can we get the tier 3 tower back now, guys? Oh wait, we can't. There's a tier 2. And there's even a glitch. NewBee get a bit ahead of themselves, but they do so because they are so far ahead.
Yeah, that looked like a game-losing moment, but you're totally right. Way ahead of themselves. At least the Drow Ranger can sit farther back now with the Dragonlance, but I mean, you saw how dangerous it is. TA blinks forward, and if she's jumping on somebody and they don't immediately disable her, she's going to get a kill.
And the teamfight approach is almost just like divide and conquer. NewBee weren't even like focusing on target. They had 3 heroes on the DK, another couple like going for the back lines.
That was the best part about it though, because they jump on the back line. There's no disable to counteract them killing the Dragonite. Dragonite will take time to kill, but just kill him slowly and hit the back line. Slaughter stunned a couple times too. They're playing all their roles perfectly here.
See a 4-star pickup on SCC. Not even going. Okay, yeah, we'll be going into the Dragonlance Hurricane Pike following that. And,
he also bought that in the enemy fountain, so may have been a little bit of an impulse buy here. It's like, hey, we won. He's looking good.
And let's see what NewBee's next move is going to be. They're going to be playing without the Aegis, as you mentioned now, because that does give some breathing room to Wings, because not for diving as deep as they did. They could have taken the tier 2 tower and started chipping away in the tier 3 tower with an Aegis, but even so, I don't feel like the Aegis is a key component considering the sheer item advantage that we see on NewBee right now.
You know, I think that's maybe the first time I've ever seen SCC do something like greedy and aggressive and get punished for it. Like, it's so uncharacteristic for him. He's such a safe player.
The crazy thing is, if Meld wasn't stolen, he would have gotten a double rampage. So he didn't have any detection to kill the Rubik, but yeah, we'll see him get to work on another couple of towers here. We'll reset the glyph, so Wings will now have at least a glyph for defending their tier 3 towers in theory, if that was going to be needed.
And the tier 2, man. Otherwise they're going to lose their shrines.
Do you think they can defend the tier 2
Nope.
mid?
Nope, it's gone. Might as well be.
Scan, checking the tier 2 tower at top, making sure that NewBee aren't TPing back with a Slider to catch them out. I like that play. Make sure Wings get a free tier 1 of their own.
They did use the Dragon Knight ulti though, so hypothetically NewBee could just delay this by a bit.
NewBee ready with a infested life stealer into the Slider. KP, see what he can find, but as soon as these heroes aren't showing around that tier 3 mid tower, Wings will probably just get themselves off the map.
SC is very farmed right now.
Unusual, I think defensive Moonlight. Oh, he had a creep wave on him, so he's like, I'm in trouble. This creep wave gonna ruin me.
That's about greedy TP here by Conscious. I don't know which way he went. So, clearly went either North Strong or the tier 2 top, so maybe we can see Wings play around this. They're currently smoking, running the ball lane.
They're scanned. Oh, that's a dive scan.
Okay, U9 TPing.
Oh. That rage was just lucky enough to be used before the TP, but of course, stand stuff from U9. Make sure it gets out of there, and they are now back at the last tier 2 tower. With this, they can take those shrines you mentioned, and kind of set themselves up to break high ground probably with the second Aegis, or do you think they even consider
I think they might wait a bit. I mean, they're so far ahead this game. Dragon Knight's ultimate's on cooldown for about 18 seconds here, but why not just play around the map more? They're doing a great job controlling where Wings is going. Just keep your ward vision up, continue to farm some items like Lifesteal, for example. Not that far ahead of Dragon Knight right now, just because he spent a little bit of time hanging out with his friends. So I think it's just safer to continue your lead. You've got the map control, take that map control and turn it into farm on the map.
Yeah, Fabian trying to do what he can to finish off the Acceptor. We'll have it now at the bottom lane. And also another tier 1 tower, so
that's
Wing.
A lot of advantage for Wings in the fact that they're so far behind.
Yeah, it's like making the most out of the situation they're in, but it's still like a 15k gold lead at this point. But the Acceptor gives them some ways to push up these lanes a bit better.
I mean, at the least, that's 2 towers they just got. Yep. You know, that's a good 300 gold to all their heroes. That could be a buyback for the Wings here. I feel like NewBee maybe should have defended those a little bit better, but perhaps they don't feel as safe doing split pushes. Just because our defending split push, just because Wings is more likely to power man.
Yeah, it seems like a safer approach. Like, let's take out these shrines, then let's get ourselves another Roshan. Who cares if we lose a tier 1 tower maybe along the way? You're still farming faster on the NewBee side, even with a tier 1 tower there being lost. AC
Wings
will be the next line to pick up the Lifestealer.
That's a good choice. Wings just sank their boat. What's that other? It's like a Chinese proverb or something. They do the shrines on purpose. That way they know they can't retreat.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
yep. Taking them out.
Flipping the boat. I like his Ghost Scepter pickup though. It's one of the only solutions you can get when you're this far behind against a TA, because you need to be able to stop the damage. And on good players, they will be able to react in time.
And TA is already committed to the Eagle Song, so won't be going for a defusal just now.
It's a little interesting to me. I mean, there is a pretty good amount of right-click on Wings' side, but there is also a lot of nuke. I feel like going for the Hurricane Pike build and now into a Butterfly, he's still pretty vulnerable to nuke damage.
He also got the talent tree with the evasion on the TA, which means there's going to be stacking evasion between the Butterfly and the talent, giving him a lot of negation against the right-clicks of all 3 of those core heroes.
Yeah, that part is cool. That could actually really justify it if all of a sudden they have like 60% accuracy against him.
Yep, and you know there's no MKBs coming on any of these heroes anytime soon. The Drow has to go more defensive stat items before you can get MKB is like a late game item for a Drow. Same for a Dragon Knight.
Yeah,
so.
They're not going to be ready for those for like 20 minutes, and that's a massive evasion advantage here.
It's like at this point you can't really kill the TA through connecting alone, and then you've got the magic damage. But top lane, they are going to find a crush here onto the Morana. It looks like Fake Bian should be enough damage from U9 to bring him down before the TP completes. They've got a second hero thanks to the Winter's Curse. And Ice.
That guy attacks real fast.
Yeah.
I thought he was Winter's cursed. Protecting so fast here.
But yeah, Butterfly, the 25 attack speed talent, so.
And Bloodlust as always.
Oh yeah. Any other big talents kind of coming out for any of these players that you see? Your favorite 60 gold a minute talent on the Ogre?
Did he get that one? Oh yeah. Oh, Rubik also picked that up, but I think it's the right choice. When you're playing support Rubik, it's the way to go. I don't know if the damage will work against that evasion anyway.
This Rubik's right-clicking a little too much in the team fight.
Yeah. Ogre just lives, gets more gold.
Dragon, oh gosh, he was so close to getting caught. Instead, it may be the Drow KP. He's right by these two cores. Okay, he's seeing Shadow now.
And recognize
There's no justice to save you there. Dragon Knight needs to, just TP himself out, so.
he did buy out as well. Looks like he's going to finish a SNY. Do a hurricane. Oh, you can keep 2 items, that's cool.
Yep. So, see just pure survivability coming out.
It seems that Wings is really just focused on still pushing right now. They haven't even...
With the high ground advantage on NewBee side, but
Yeah, they would needed Blink forward from Dragon. If they had the ward there, they absolutely would have gotten the kill. Maybe now?
yeah. Smoke pops a very awkward time there, and
It's so difficult to be aggressive like that with a smoke when you don't have wards on the map because you don't see them passively farming. If they just had a little vision there, that's a dead life stealer.
this is really a right idea and a good smoke to use because it is going to catch them by surprise with the Drought dead, and even when Drought is, we know the Drought isn't with that smoke unit, so NewBee very split on the map, just playing the farming efficiency game, still waiting for Roshan. I mean, they've had that trap there, so they probably, I imagine the team talk is just wait for Rosh, then we go chip at high ground.
Yeah, it's a lot easier that way. Tia could use another survivability item. He's queuing up an Orchid, Bloodthorn actually, but I feel like maybe a BKB is a bit safer. We'll see if he changes up later.
The Lifesteal's got the completed AC now, so another Infest, but once they see Roche back up, they may just make a beeline to, well, they do see Roche back up, they may make a beeline towards that.
Their gem is up as well. I don't know if you have that a bit, but only one ward on the map right now.
Yep. Rose going flying out. Roll.
Sniped.
Hit the Ogre. Some stun duration for his buff stats.
That's fantasy points right there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the Starstorm Mirana. Goes for the Ghost Scepter before the Blink, just when you have that survivability as well. Caught Rubik. Getting refracted. Do a little. The Ghost Scepter will do a little bit. They come in with a BKB, trying to turn this one around. Ice is still alive despite, okay, not for long. The TA comes in, takes out one, won't be able to get the second immediately because of the false promise, but he's already onto a new target. The Mirana gets low thanks to the amplify damage, and TA is just wreaking havoc. They've stopped one at the bottom lane. It's the Drow Ranger with a just casual Winter's Curse. U9 is going to break down before the TP completes the multi. But onto the high ground we go. Wings will just call it. Who needs an Aegis? You can roll through Wings that way. 21 kills on board.
Jack said that NewBee has been playing a lot of games, and it's just been so obvious the whole tournament. They stopped in the group stage. They are dominating this match as well. Their lane setup was amazing. It didn't look like it was going to be anything super fancy, but all of a sudden the aggro tri-lane was just consistent and amazing. And they got to the lane fast.